it's not you, it's me instead. I wanted to rock with you, roll with you. Said you was my baby girl, then you left me too. Everything was kosher, perfect like a poster. Then I got word that you wanna leave a picture. Off with somebody else, off with the jerk. With the shame on me, I really thought that it could work. Off with somebody else, off with the loser. Shame on me, I really thought we had a. Lately I'll be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to turn to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else, chose you instead. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else, chose you instead.
Who is out there and able to join us. Thank you. I hope I will be able to bring back that image as I will need it in just a few moments. This is Alan Paul, and I will be joined this evening by Reese Shoss. Good night, Reese.
Hey, what's up, man? How everything going? Everybody out there, thank you guys for tuning in. That's a good show.
Before we also start, hurricane would have passed you. We have a lot of viewers. Well, we certainly have viewers in Florida. Certainly, where the hurricane passed, I see Loretta also posted some live. She was affected by water. I hope everybody is safe. As I said, um, just in good spirits. And I'll start off with what you might think is low energy, but the first topic will demand a more somber tone, I think. A little bit different to how we gonna be a little bit later in the show. Um, um, Also, before I start off the show, just a little post show rant, just to get a little thing off the chest and let you know about the show. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, this is like, as I said, Real Talk Corner is CNN, and this is like TMZ. This is the TMZ arm. Real Talk Corner is like ABC. This is HBO. It's live. In living color. Um, all the time when I'm approached by the about the show is by like adults, is people who invested in the country, um, who interested in having conversations, in I guess informal settings, but about real issues. Um, so that was just a little thing to let you know. Like, this is for adults. There will be some adult language at times, so bear with us on those parts. But we are just trying to express our political dissidents at this time. Um, the picture that was up is of what is referred to as Lady Justice. Um, the major characteristics that you should be looking at with regards to Lady Justice are the sword, the scales, and the fact that she is blindfolded. Initially, the blindfold was put on as a joke, because it was meant to symbolize the fact that actually so much immorality and so much abuse happened in the face of justice. But it was later reinterpreted to mean that what must happen when justice is dealt with is that you have to be blind. You cannot look at and say, well, oh, is this person so? We don't can deal with justice. You have to be impartial. So that is what the blindfold symbolizes. The scales symbolize the fact that the arguments have to be weighed because, of course, in the face of justice, somebody makes a claim, it is defended, and based on the balance of the probabilities, as I say, in civil matters, then you would come now to the sword. And the sword is meant to symbolize the authority to deal out the justice. Okay. I wanted to start with that and to maybe let you know a little bit more about, as I said, Eli, it's just a little thing. No, we're gonna get into the first topic and why I have to be somber at this moment in time. I was over by Richard yesterday picking lettuce, and it is a loose atmosphere, and so we often listen to music as we do what we're doing. I mean, regular thing. During one of the songs, Tav was mentioned. One of the local artists sang a song and he was lamenting her death. And it occurred to me what is going on in the matter of Tav. When you look at what occurred on that evening, it was what is referred to as a gruesome scene. Like when your cranial cavity is like everything that is in there comes out on the road when you have to have a closed casket. Um, Jason often criticized me, and a lot of people criticize persons and say, well, for example, I don't have a child, so I would not be able to relate to Shamaya on her loss. But where I wonder about the justice is that this could happen to anybody. When we look at the fact that we say that we have CCTV now, when we look at the fact that, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Tav was an extremely beautiful young lady. She left the complex and we don't know with who. Nobody see with who. No, we not, she drove. Is there any? Has there been any clarity? I'm asking, where is the justice in this case? What is going on? In order to conduct an investigation, hearsay is something that you can move on. None of the police have heard anything regarding this matter. Nobody is gonna come forward. Is this gonna be a situation once again where all we do is say, well, Shamaya, we're sorry for your loss. You can't even get to see your child body after that. But we are sorry for you. I understand the sympathy, and there's a difference between sympathy and empathy. feeling sorry for somebody. I get that. But when you are able to really say, you put yourself in the shoes and you feel the loss, up to now, and like Shamaya, like my interactions with her, she just like a friendly person. I wasn't like friends with her or anything like that. I was just a fan of her beauty, her grace, man. But what you could say even now, and I just feel like the lack of clarity in this matter is alarming for me. I've been going on and on with. Um, do you have any
Well,
thoughts?
before we go too deep into the thoughts, a lot of individuals are asking for context. Like some people are saying that they're not an island, so those who are not an island will not necessarily 100% be in tune with what is going on. So I know what you're speaking of, but you have more knowledge of the situation
Okay,
than I do. Can you give a little context to it so people can understand, and then I'll give my point of view.
okay. Well, allegedly, basically, she was at the complex and she was getting a lift to go somewhere. In going and getting the lift, the accident occurred and she lost her life as a result. Now, if it is that they are going to tell me she drove herself, I'm fine. If she did not drive herself, why is it we do not have anybody in custody for this case? I am really, here is the question that I'm really wondering, right? If this were, and I'm not wishing this, right? If this was the premier's daughter, would this just be a matter where we would just extend our sympathy to the premier? Or would there be a full and thorough investigation? Bearing in mind, bearing in mind, we have already had a situation where it was alleged that a drone was flown over the house. The drone was followed. The person who had the drone was arrested and questioned, and the government ended up losing a case, going all the way over the fact that a drone was flown over. This thing went all the way. This person was not allowed to leave the country, and this is why I speak about the fact that justice has to be blind. I don't want a situation where I die and I just tell Jill, bye. Jill, I sorry. There was a time I just got back, brand new batteries, and
Mm.
but listen, I just feeling good about this thing. Just use it. Like we're playing trials and we're about to go away for like Leewoods or something. I instead of carrying the bat home, I left the bat in the park. Somebody thieved the bat. Police come because I make a report and it's like the bat gone. Police come and I remember is a lady. She does Ira, Ira, you're loud in the background. Ira,
So,
yeah. I remember she came and she was questioning me and she was asking me like description of the bat and like who I think might have take the bat. And halfway through the interview, I was like, cause it's no disrespect, right? But I was like, I never gonna see this back again. I never gonna hear nothing about what happened. Like no police gonna contact me to be like, we did this and this, and unfortunately we didn't find anything. Ain't gonna be nothing. They just take statements in a lot of cases. And listen, this is why it is gonna be necessary, not just for the AG, but for us to have an active DPP, and then that got to extend into the police force. I don't know if the police need to come out and talk about the fact that they don't have the ability to do these investigations, because I do not feel like in certain of these cases is a lack of like having the right tools. This is like you just got to conduct this
So,
investigation. How this able?
so let me tell you why I feel the issue is, right? And why a lot of things don't go forward. I feel like you said they're not able to do it and they don't have the resources to do it, right? And then you're gonna end up in a situation where you charge somebody and the person you charge don't take a plea and they take it to court. They have a high chance of winning and losing, you. I think that's one of the reasons why we don't pursue a lot of cases because I don't think like the DPP thing that they could win. So instead of going and saying instead of trying, they just leave it for away the website.
But I'm saying like I don't even hear an investigation. I don't hear anything. This is just
Like
like it just gone.
yeah, but like I'll give you a good example, right? I want to say met them in 2001, maybe 2000 or 2001. They had this stabbing in the park for the Charleston Primary Sports when the guy there from Hamilton, the Weeks
Eric,
guy,
Eric.
Eric Weeks, would have been stabbed and unfortunately passed away. And I would tell you that if it was not because it was in the wide open, those guys more than likely would have gotten away with it. Because when it comes to doing the actual investigation, it's hard to do an investigation because we don't have the resources. Why you majority of what you're gonna do is go by what you hear. Now you got to depend on this individual who said, I see we used to do ABC to show up to court to testify. Yes, you may
So
have
we're gonna
CCTV, but
so we're
is
gonna
the
just
CCTV
continue
as
to get
reliable as it should be?
situations. We're gonna just continue to get situations like Philo dead in a session with a pile of people, and nobody want to come forward and say nothing for Philo. But
Philo
then
did
but, but then we're gonna sing song and we're gonna have a
so
memorial. This is just a memorial thing.
so Philo did a session with a lot of people, right? Check this out now. You as an investigator, you go to this scene, right? And you start to question people. Almost naturally, anybody that you investigate that you think is even slightly intoxicated, you cannot necessarily take the word. Because once you present that before a jury, somebody gonna say that story that's on a little wrong. Remember, and the other thing too, it only take one person to change the whole story, to change a jury, and that is one of the problems. It's little things like that. One person said, I see a red shot, and another man said no, he had a blue shot, and a defense attorney said, well, clearly they don't even know who they're talking about. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
My thing is, I want the things then let them play out. Because if we ain't even gonna get an investigation, it's just a memorial thing we deal with. We just gonna decide every year. candlelight vigil and this kind of thing. I don't think that that is good enough. And bearing in mind, as I said, we're going with the CCTV thing. Since there is CCTV, you are telling me that the vehicle was not picked up on the CCTV? We talking about we have a brand new CCTV building. The vehicle was not picked up on any CCTV before he left Charleston.
Okay, okay, check it out now, right? I think the accident that was already saying in Thomas's parish, correct?
But they got to left
So
town. They got
no,
to left the complex.
so no, what the DPP will have to prove is that at no point between Charleston and St. Thomas's they didn't pull over and the driver switch. Can't prove it.
I feel you.
Remember, you
But
know,
one, no,
remember in law, right? Is
Reese,
being a
I f-
reasonable doubt.
and listen, I'm willing to go with you all the way, you know. But all I'm saying is, we need to let we it should play out. We should be able to have more facts and information in
You
2022.
know, what I do feel is that if, for example, let's say, and I think crime scene investigation is very important because in a situation like that, you should be collecting fingerprints from the vehicle, right? You should also be collecting samples, DNA samples that will be left inside the car. So if you got four DNA samples, then you try to figure out, well, who this possibly could be, and you go from there. It might have been, let's say, it might have been the mother. Well, the mother might say, well, I was in that vehicle about 3 days before. It's my daughter. Okay, I get it. But you still have to go through that process, and that's one of the things that we don't have. So when it comes to crime scene investigation and crime technicians, that's one of the areas that we lack in as a federation.
All right. I think y'all would have seen why I had to start off so sober, drinking coffee and guys, yeah, I start off and I warn y'all about the swearing, and you see no swearing. You have to know when. Timing. Life is about timing. Um, I think we could move on to a lighter topic. If you have the picture of the young cornerback who is playing for the Kansas City Chiefs, Mr. Willett, if we could have that picture and move on to that topic. Still, we're gonna end with condolences on the loss of Taff. Um, this young man, Mr. Joshua Williams, apparently he has St. Kitts and Nevis roots, and he will be wearing the St. Kitts and Nevis flag. The NFL has an initiative whereby I think you could wear the flag. I think you're gonna be a patch either on his jersey or on his helmet, something like that. You think it's a Nevis flag gonna be out there. Okay, this is one of the times where if is somebody from Sinkis for he gonna be a Sinkis and Nevis person. He gonna get some backative. And Chiefs Chiefs is a good team. You check it out. He had a good team. He definitely going to the playoffs. Just don't beat Brady the other night there. So um, congratulations to the young man. It's gonna be a big up for St. Kitts and Nevis. People gonna be asking which part that they googling and then kind of thing. You're gonna be able to inform them. Listen, this is why, by the way, I would like these guys to be very successful. I would like if he's a top cornerback in the league. I want his next contract to be looking lovely. If he give us a chance to speak about the NFL on here, that would be good as well. We could do a little thing with that. That does make me Sundays good. Same thing for I think there was a basketball player, Jonathan Isaac. I think he plays for the Orlando Magic. What he done?
No, no,
He got traded already?
he plays with the Magic. I listening
Oh,
to you. I'm waiting. I'm
oh,
waiting to check.
no. Well,
Yeah.
listen. I just want these people to be successful. I was mentioning to Reese, Kemba Walker recently went back to Antigua, and this gonna go into a conversation that we're gonna have later. Uh, um, but the good thing about when these people are attached to you is the opportunities where you bring. All of a sudden, if you're a young man in Antigua, you might have some kind of link to the University of Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? This same young man for St. Kitts and Nevis, the college that he went to, there is gonna be a pathway. At least they don't know about Derby. You know what I mean? These kind of things are good. If they could do anything as far as influencing the government about our infrastructure. I would love if we could get an MMA fighter. I feel like a lot of these men who, I feel like we got to get somebody who could fight. Somebody who could fight. I say, I don't know. You could be on the TV Saturdays, bro. You
No,
could
no,
get
no, no,
paid to knock out people.
no, no. That
Yes.
different. That different. That different. That different. Man,
Yeah.
man.
No. Some of them not real bad man. Some of them not real bad man, Joe. Listen, I talked to one, right? And he was like, bye. When I was in States, he found Escape, but he up there. And he was like, bye, I love this UFC thing. But I like to watch it. I don't think I could have done it. Guys, you hit me by going for my gun. I got to go for my shot. And he's like, bye. But even he in himself, he was like, he respect the discipline. Because like when you're watching it, you get to realize, I mean, he got the wrestling, he got the grappling, he got the boxing, he
But
got the kickboxing, he got
I'm gonna
Muay
tell you
Thai, he
something.
got yo,
I want to tell you something. So first thing, big up to the guy Williams, kind of back for the Chiefs. Had a big game last night. Yes, I think last night. So Sunday played some very very important minutes. And I mean, it would be good if I don't feel bad that I was beginning all this damn idea, I don't mean. Somebody got to start freaking pay me, man. I tell you this shit. Anyway, it would be good for the government as Eagles and News to be able to secure a promo video from him in his uniform. You know what I mean? I get something and a little video of him saying, what he represents in St. Kitts and Nevis. And it'd be even better if you could actually explain the connection. My mother is, my father is my grandmother. You know what I mean? Um, but it's a good look. It's a real good look. And like you say, it opens pathways. Hopefully, after the season is over, they will probably bring him in for a little bit, 2 weeks. The government got to eat that bill, but it's
bro,
worth it
give
nonetheless.
give that man an
It's worth it.
ambassador. He should get an ambassadorial passport immediately. May I try to tell
Where is
you?
it? Where is it? He should get it.
Yeah. Well, okay. If he sign on, you know what I mean? If he is if he willing to work with the program, because
As listen,
really
if
and
as long
truly,
as the man is willing to do the video, get him on the passport. Tell him and
we
send a pic.
need
Matter of fact, we're going to use a picture from social media.
we need to log on as a country, and you need to understand. You need to become a Kansas City Chiefs fan, because number one, you ain't gonna lose. The man is an wicked team.
Boy,
He's
man
going.
out there,
He's
boy.
going to the playoffs.
Man out there, man out there.
Yeah, he's going to the playoffs. And Kansas, me done got me hat for sure. I didn't even know he on the team, but I done had me hat because they wear red. So if you like to wear red, then man got some good clothes. I'm telling you.
Yeah. But so hopefully the government is able to lock on to him quickly to get some work done with him because it's a good look, eh? That's the first idea. They're
Definitely.
going to teeth it. Eventually, they're going to teeth it. I don't see the video come out. And don't forget, we say it. Teach me idea,
It
Malak.
is it is the most popular sport in America. It is once again in the market that we are concerned the most about from a tourism perspective. It is the most popular sport. I'm telling you, on a Sunday in America. Listen, I went to high school football, and when I was at the high school football, I was like, wow, I I love this. I love this vibe. These people into the game, bro. They do not play on Sundays. So as we say, as long as you get that, and particularly if he reach far and the thing is a Nevis flag out there, and bro, free promotion. Every time he
Yeah,
says Sing it's
definitely.
a Nevis. They should sign a deal with him. Every time he says Sing it's a Nevis, is some kind of money. Some kind of
And
money.
yeah,
Just keep on
yeah,
saying Sing it's a Nevis.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Now the second part of your topic, where you spoke about the kickboxing. No, Alan, we will not have any we will not have any MMA fighters coming to the St. Stevens. I don't know, Alan, if you know that 3 minutes of bouncing around, just 3 minutes of bouncing around, 3 minutes of jump rope by itself takes a lot out of you. These man is going sometimes 5 rounds, 5 minutes. Alan, we not built for this. We not built for
Eh,
this. We built for the,
No,
we built for the shot. We built for the shot thing. We not built for the long thing. We not built for it.
Reese, you're telling me we ain't got no fighters in this country at all.
No, no, no. We have fighters. We not built for the distance of the fight.
No, nobody is built
So,
for the distance of the fight, you know, but you're gonna gain
yes,
conditioning.
yeah, we not so we not go with them. I would try them in a one round, and after the first round, they know when they got to retire because then we don't build for it. We don't build for it. We build for a lot of things, but we don't build for that one.
I
No,
wanna
no,
say
no,
I be
no,
look I wanna say I be look cold.
no, no. Hey, but Alan, I have a topic. I have a little topic I want to train quickly.
Go ahead.
So, I think it was this week. I remember last week. I think it was this week though. There was this thing going around where they spoke about the Taurus Riley concert came up, and
Oh
the
yeah.
flyer came out for the Taurus Riley flyer. Prior to the flyer coming out for that show, the flyer would have come out for the I think it would have been the National Heroes show in Nevis. Now the argument that was being made is that the Nevis show had Sankis artists on it. I think he had Infamous and Grandmasters, and the Sankis show didn't have any Nevis artists on it. I'm gonna break this down quick, fast, in a hurry. As a promoter, I will not hire any band from Nevis. Let's put it out there quick. Simple. And the reason why I will not hire any band from Nevis is because no band from Nevis will hire themselves. So if you're not willing to do anything to put money in your pocket, I will not put money in your pocket either. And unfortunately, that is how the business go. Because if you the last time you played 3 months ago, I can't pay you $2,000. I give you 800, but you ain't want 800. So people, you got to help yourself before me help you, and that's how it is. So that is why them is not going down there.
Well, at least was him high new wave, man. Big up Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, at
but
least
that is and that is
was it was him high
was him
new
getting
wave
money.
for the fight. Yeah, for the fighting man.
Yeah, so that is how it go. So
Uh,
unfortunately, guys, that is business.
Reese, upon the topic about I was just looking at grandmasters and small acts and this man. How much longer you think grandmasters is gonna be actually be able to be the Hannibal? How much longer you think
No,
these man could do it?
I, Alan Grandmaster got about another. No bullshit. Grandmaster got a started 15 years in the future coming up.
Same thing with small acts.
No, Smart Axe
You
different. Smart Axe, remember, see the thing about it there. And this is where the transition of power is important. When you look at grandmasters, you have Lucas, who young, David House is young, the bass man David is young, the drummer is young. Only Smiley in the band older. Now when you look at
Mm-hmm.
Small Axe, oh, all them man old. They only got I think it's Jazz what his name is. That's the only young person in the band. Everybody else old.
Okay.
Mr. Wall,
Okay.
Mr. Wall, what 175. Rascally been wrong since Columbus come across the Atlantic. Lomax been wrong since Columbus come across the Atlantic. Them man old. But Masters is a young band. Oh yes.
Okay. Okay.
So Masters are
I
15
was
solid.
I was wondering how much longer this thing is really gonna
Oh.
be possible.
And the truth is, them man really just getting into the prime too, eh? Lucas just getting into the
Mm-hmm.
prime. Lucas still, yeah, Lucas got a long way to go.
So grandmasters, you're saying, had actually had a transition of power.
Yeah,
It's a brand. They build a business.
well, okay, I want to tell you something. But people don't realize, Grandmaster's got two bands now. So if you
Okay.
ever go to a show, if you ever go to a Calypso tent when Grandmaster is playing, it is not the same musicians that are playing in the party and effect them here.
Oh, okay.
They
Okay.
got two sets of man.
Okay.
So the older man
No.
them they show up and them and they play the Calypso tent them and so. And
Oh,
then you
okay.
got man like Lucas they like come in and go party.
I see what is taking place now.
It's a business, man.
Yeah, I see what is taking
It's a
place. That is
it's
a
a
that is a
business.
wonderful thing. That is a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
Everybody can
yes,
eat.
yeah. So it's little things like that. You
Okay.
know, when you look at New Vibes got a young band too, you know, but only got one singer that's mentioned. I
Okay.
mentioned been wrong, yeah, mentioned been wrong a long time too. I almost there for mention to deal with this thing.
But
The band
essentially,
many need.
but
Sorry, what you
essentially,
say?
if they get a singer, but essentially, if New Vibes get a singer, they're gonna just be able to roll over.
Yeah, yeah. The problem is that New Vibes will not get a singer.
Yeah. I wanna say they only
Yeah,
want to work when it's Easter, Culturama, or Agriculture Food Fair. They need to practice all year round. See, listen, really and truly, there there has been a lapse in like the amount of things where you could do to it in terms of I could remember oh, the importance of hash race. Hash race was also important for Banana. Cause one of the good features about hash race for my part was when ultrasonics used to had the session them down at hash race. That was a very good and important thing for ultrasonics to be doing at the particular moment in time.
mm.
Me not really understand, for example, how no band consistently take over down on the beach. With the importance that the beach hold in terms of socially, at some point in time, on the weekend, if you're socialized, I would think you're gonna have to reach down on the beach. Even if not this weekend, sometime this month, you're gonna reach down on the beach. So me not really understand. Like there, for example. Because that's what you got to do now. You got to go around which part of people are congregate. And then them going all of a sudden say, well, okay, now with the music up there. And you don't know, but even me, I'm more of a hip hop fan, dancehall, but when you got in one or two jing and you start to hear the rhythm that hit you, say, and your foot, you say, what? What going on up there with that thing there? With the rhythm max that? Yeah, so. I got to deal with the thing. Because one
Um,
thing I am fully aware of, I look around Nevis, I try to gauge and understand Nevision woman, right? And what? You go get on the dance hall, you go get on. The, ain't nothing gonna start until band music start to play. If no band music go play, then I really don't feel it like that. So you could play wherever you want after that. But you better believe nothing gonna start until band music start. I'm telling you, this is a fact. I observe this. I see this for myself. See,
Yeah,
me not care,
but
me not care how sweet you play. It's just how Nivision woman be. Band music. I
no,
need to hear it. They
but
need with it.
that is true. But the real issue with a lot of the things is that the bands don't take it upon themselves to go out and provide entertainment. So I remember back in the day, you would have ultrasonics used to go down on the beach on Sundays. Where you been on the couple time.
Yeah.
You don't have things like that where the band would actually do something on their own. And then another thing too, I'm gonna tell you what's one of the real issues. This is on the real issue. So we have YouTube now where you have a song, you can go on YouTube and listen to the song, right? So the listening public know the words of the song. A lot of the singer them don't know the words of the song. So it turn off a lot of people, especially if it's a song they like and you trying to sing along. Cause them man the butcher some song, eh? Oh, these man the pull out the stick knife and them man they start to stab up these songs. Right, dude. So that don't turn off a lot of people too.
But you see, once again, there too, it was just a matter like Ultrasonics was the what reached the height because Ultrasonics was the band what in essence was like a business. At one point in
Yeah.
time for Ultrasonics, it was like your job is Ultrasonics, and
Yeah.
part of this thing, by some people don't got to dive in for real. And yo, is this is it affect anything really and truly what you're trying to do in St. Kitts and Nevis? Like you're trying to start a business, you're trying to start a club, you're trying to start a band. Yo, it is very difficult to look like four people in your eye and say, yo, I am committed to this. Like 100, you're gonna be there. So easy on the front end too. But then that's how come you get into complications down the way. You check it out. So it's like
So
I tell you,
you
it's
want me to tell you
difficult.
how this thing? You want me to tell you how it's easy to for a band to make money in the US? Let me
Tell
tell you,
me.
right? The younger generation don't spend as much money when they go out as people 35 and older. So what you do is you stop with all this rhythm and start to play music. Soca, you would see somebody like you wanna go to a soca dance before she go to a grandmaster dance. Because when she go grandmaster, you go hear rock, 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 lot of rhythm. You go to onion, for example, when burning flames come, and you start to hear chook and dig and old fire stick, you go dance to them there. And that crowd there, oh, they spend a lot of money at the bar. Oh, they drink good at the bar. Oh, that crowd. And that crowd ain't getting drunk, eh? They drinking all night. Oh, they drinking all night. That's what gonna work.
I feel you.
The,
I
the
feel
jamming
you.
business won't drink culture drama. But if you want to make money all year round, go for the older crowd. That's where the money is.
You
That's
know
where the
feel
money
like
is.
young people got more discretionary income.
No, but let me tell you what happened to the young people. Them. It's rare that you see an old person drunk. You will see them drinking all night. You're not going to see them drunk. But a young person, oh, after 5, 6 drinks, and then I face yourself, right? Then I here for a long time, they're here for a good time. After after 5, 6 drinks, it goes downhill fast.
Mm, I
That's
feel
the
you.
difference. Yeah. So it's all about your business, how you want to do. Anyway, let me forward on.
Yeah. I really think you could bring up the picture of the youth impact awardees. What is awardees you call them? Yeah, the young people who are. I think Shinelka is there on behalf of her sister to accept the award, but these were the young people who were highlighted by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Oh yeah, my partner up there, big up Scooby over there in the corner. Um, and um, yeah, congratulations to all the awardees. Hope you all had a wonderful night. Seemed like blue was the dress code for the suits. Oh, and I just wanted Ira to put up the second picture because oh my god, I just admire all these ladies. Oh my god, Belinda, Cardesia, Miss Walters. Oh my god, Curtis looked good for 20 years straight. You imagine Curtis looked good for 20 years straight? No take off, not even one day, bruh. I don't know the first lady from the second lady from the right also looking lovely. And I can't recall the name of the first lady, but oh, I just wanted to congratulate all these ladies on a wonderful picture. Oh, yo, if I was working for government, I would have want to work on sports. That's the department I would have want to work in. My God, that's a good department.
So here's the question that I have. That was a dress code event
It's a dress code event.
because you notice everybody wearing some variation of the color, bro.
I would think they tell them, yeah, maybe that was the
Um,
theme for the evening. Maybe it was under the theme.
you're a liar. You have response for a lot of things.
The only thing I like how Scooby decided, bruh, I ain't coming in here with no hot suit with I. I got on my shirt, got on my tie. Thank you for the award. Big up. Yeah. And and as we deal with the clothes that they were wearing, we were having a little discussion last week about who is the best just politician. And I ain't putting in the pictures, but Dr. Drew was at the Taurus Riley concert. And here is the game I'm gonna give you politicians right now, okay? Y'all have fantastic suits. Stop wearing your suit up with jeans. This is when you go out and you get a nice sports jacket. You know what I mean? You get some kind of plaid. You get something. This is when you show me you got a little style. And you put on your sports jacket actually. And then you start to speak to Alan. Then you start to give me a little competition. You can't put on your jacket top with something like this. And overall, I don't, Dr. Joe, you could relax, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody love you. You don't have to go everywhere in a jacket. Sometimes just relax,
So,
man.
well, that is what I wanted to get to because I hear that about sports jacket. Mm. Something you could just wear a polo. Sometimes you could just try on a polo shirt and roll out. You don't even need a sports jacket. Just try on a polo shirt and roll out.
Well, overall, down in the Caribbean, right? Overall, me I try to lie. Wearing a jacket is awful. And when you look at places with equivalent like temperatures, like when you deal with Vegas, bro, a man not wearing a jacket over in a Vegas, bro. Nope.
For
Yeah,
jacket,
do even like in business, and that's how come some places like their business attire gonna look slightly more casual because it's hot. If you're in Florida and you're having a meeting with somebody, it's gonna be slightly different than if you're in New York. It's just the temperature. You understand? So I understand the need, like sometimes, yeah, the three piece because I need you to understand a clean today. And the message I'm gonna deliver and what I'm gonna convey, I need it to be I need you to understand. For real. But like you can't tire us Riley. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Take it easy. And even if, as I said, even if you're gonna wear the jacket, this is when the sports jacket is important, bro. No, when I want to just no.
Yes, that is true. But I don't believe even sport jacket would have been needed. I think at some point we got to learn to relax. We got to learn to relax, cool out a little bit.
Um, this is gonna be the last little small thing before we move on to something I might need a picture. Um, hearing me some, and oh, by the way, congratulations. Well, congratulations, thanks. Yeah. Thank you to Miss Jones, Miss Latoya Jones. She would have given school supplies. I think annually she gives school supplies. So St. Thomas's Primary School. I wanted to have a kind of small discussion concerning that. I think even she herself thanked the government for approving her ability to continue to do it. The kind of small discussion, side discussion, what I wanted to have based on that is, you know that I was told, even if it's like you got MRI machine and you want to give it to the hospital, you can't just go and give them the machine. There is like procedures and all this kind of thing.
But there should be a procedure for for accepting anything, especially on behalf of the government.
Um, the only question I would have is, right, bearing in mind three things, as long as it's not a defective product, we generally gonna take two.
Mm.
There is not gonna be a situation where approval is gonna be given for one set of people to give, right? This is blind approval. This is like in essence, as long as we deem this thing to be good, we gonna be basically blanket approval. So for example,
Well, well,
one of the
it should be that.
okay, because like for example, one of the things she did, I think she said she paid for lunches for two students for the entire year. So they covered, they eating, wonderful. Nobody could find out wrong with that. If Cleon was to say she wanna do it for one, that's like it is just a procedural thing of like you wanna do that? Sure. That's what we're talking about, right?
That's probably how it should be.
Okay. No problem. No problem.
So
I'm
here's
just
my I have a question about that. Though. Like, now you talk about the lunches for two children. Were these two children selected by the individual, or did the school have a say in the two children?
I don't know
Because
if there
I
was
think to
any
make
kind of
it, I think
assessment.
to make it fair, I think the school should be the one to pick the children. The school may say, hey, this is Sarah, and we know that Sarah something is struggle for lunch, so we'll have your donation go towards Sarah. Instead of you saying, buy me an Alan cool, and sponsor Alan son.
I don't particularly know how they went about this election because that wasn't. I don't even know who these two students were. So I don't.
So
Watch out.
here's my thing
From
now, right?
mhm.
No, here's my thing. In the As we try to practice transparency, if you're not gonna give me all the information, don't give me none at all. Cause now you leave me more questions than answers. I don't know what's going on. So if you're not gonna give me the information, shut the hell up. I encourage you not telling me it's to somebody because I can't ask nothing, can't ask questions about what I don't know. But now you're telling me you do it. I need information.
I feel you.
Just saying.
Still a good initiative. People eating. and the
Yeah.
supplies. I think the supplies were general. I think that's something that she does. It has
Oh,
not
hold
been
on, hold
announced
on,
yet.
hold on. I got another
Oh, go
question.
ahead. Go ahead.
Check this out again. School, fast I know, the open in St. Kitts Nevis in September, in what is usually the first Monday of September, which is what should be considered Labor Day in the US. That not change, right?
That did not know.
So if that did not change, and we are when school start, and we in October, but we know when school starts in September. We know school will start in September. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, we about a month late.
They get hold up, man. Chopical, chopical.
Oh my God.
Tropical got new policy, if you ain't pay the money, that money sending you goods in.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, say
Oh,
problems.
Chelsea said that JD do the same thing in St. Paul's, man. She do free lunch and school supply. So I guess it's like a blanket situation.
Yeah, and in that case, because one, I did not know that JD Kings, who is going to be vying for office in St. Paul's, did that. Thank you also. Notice I'm not telling these people congratulations. I'm thanking y'all for what y'all have done for the communities. Um, Anything to ease off a little stress off of the children or the parents. It's a good look.
Again with JD, I got the same problem with JD. She said she gave free lunch, but we don't know who she gave lunch to. I don't feel that there's any transparency. That information should have been kept to herself. I'm still left with a lot of questions.
So you should just say free school supply
Yeah, just to
and
throw the
left
supplies.
out the
Because
lunch part.
if
The lunch
if
part
you
is a
if you
private endeavor.
yeah, because if you have school supplies and you deliver it to the school and the principal distribute it, it's out of your hands. We get that. You
Let,
say free lunches, don't really know what's going on.
let me answer a question. Suppose you didn't say free lunch to a whole class. You still would have wanted to know how we beat the class, right? So unless you deal with the whole school, you still would have
No,
wanted
yeah,
to know. And watch out. Suppose you been deal with the
because
whole school, you would not have wanted to know how we pick the school.
no. I'm gonna tell you, because JD's in St. Paul's and she went to Charleston Premier. That is okay.
Okay.
I have no problem
Okay.
with that. Now here's the thing, eh?
Yo.
Now let's say that JD picked grade 4,
Hmm.
and then upon review of grade 4, JD niece is in grade 4. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. You better go grade 5. you,
I
you
feel
better
you.
go grade 5. But it's a good initiative. Yeah, but they leave him with a lot of questions. So
Hmm.
you should just hold on the information.
Yeah, this is the next part of the Lataya story. I have not heard as of yet. I don't know if Parliament has been convened in St. Kitts yet. But I'm hearing that Miss Lataya Jones is a possibility to be named as the senator in the opposition.
Mm.
You have any thoughts on this? Feel like it's a simple move if it happens allegedly.
It's a simple move. Michael, and I have a question really and truly. What does a senator really do?
I think that when there are parliamentary sittings, she would stand up and. I think the idea is basically for her to have a political platform. So she would be able to go down there and make speeches in parliament from the opposition bench. Whether, well, typically when you're on the opposition bench, you're not supporting on the government, do you make it good? So hopefully in support of the things that she genuinely feel are good and in opposition to the things that she feel are bad. But I think that this would be preparation
Alan,
for her when she
Alan,
get
me head
into
just
the
me head just not there. Me head on that. Me head on that. Because it's stupid as you telling me. So there's no benefit for her. No benefit for her.
no, you're incorrect.
Nearest,
You're
well,
incorrect.
there's no benefit for her. None.
You in, the same
Political,
platform,
the political platform.
the same platform which you would
Mm-hmm.
get is the same platform which propelled Mark Bradley to where he is
Hold,
at this point
hold
in
on,
time.
hold on. This is what you got to remember. Mark had a platform in Nevis. She doesn't have a platform. She doesn't have much of a platform in Nevis. So she needs to focus on building up a platform in Nevis before she go cross the water.
No,
It's not going to help you.
what I mean is this. Remember the first time Mark ran, it was federally to
Mm-hmm.
replace Malcolm,
Bishop.
late
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm Bishop. Big up Colin, by the way. I hope you're safe, my
Yeah.
brother. Um,
But listen, Mark ran for an elected seat. She is going for an appointed seat, which
no, no,
means
but
Mark at least had some support going forward. She is
yeah,
being
but
given a position. We're not sure if she can support her. Stop a yard and build your support.
uh,
No go
um,
cross the water.
when I said the platform, I meant that because he was able from the opposition benches to make speeches opposing the government, you were able to start to see that he could operate in parliament, and you started to see his oratory skills. What people just commonly say, Matt does talk nice. So you get to see Matt the talk nice. So it would be upon Lataya if given the opportunity. And listen, by the way, this is just not for Lataya, you know. Whoever is given this opportunity, it is going to indicate the thinking of CCM strategically. I You were supposed to know that I don't think that the Premier is a dunce. He has to be thinking about this strategically. And what we know, what he promising is 5-0. This sounds to me very simple. I would think that he's gonna be front and center as far as curating whatever it is she's going to be saying. Um, she got to be. She, I mean, she's been giving speeches all over the place during political season, so she has to be improving in that aspect. Gotta be. So I think it would be up to her to use the platform to show, oh, I cooperate in Parliament. Send me to replace Miss Cleon Stapleton. I feel like that's the move.
Hmm.
If and let me put it in another way. For example, say the senator is somebody from a young person from Gingerland, or a young person from St. Paul's, or a young person from anywhere else, and I was a minister in that particular constituency, I would be taking note. You have to understand. This is you got to watch the chessboard, you know? So if I watch the board and I feel like a checkers, go ahead play checkers. But me I watch the chessboard in front of me. So that's how me see it.
Hmm. So interesting. I still feel that she need to focus on she fight that shit going on because she is not a lock for that. She at this present moment is still behind. I don't think that she's at the level of Cleveland right now. If election is called tomorrow, I don't see her winning. I don't see Cleveland winning by a big margin, but I don't see her winning. So I think she's got a lot to work to do. No go across the water.
I feel like she got a lot of work to do in general. Because remember, she's the special advisor and she's doing all these things. She got a lot of work to do in general. So the other thing is that this will be an additional duty she has. So I don't know how that would impact upon what she already got going on day to day. But if she's able, once again, if she's able to do it successfully, it would also show me she could take on a lot. So I'm just I'm just an observer.
Mm, interesting. I think she better say she has an even say. But that's just me, you know.
Ira,
You know, you know.
we have to move on to congratulating the premier. So if you could give us the picture of the premier and his I think he was given an honorary doctorate, Mark Anthony Graham Grantley. Yes, the premier was awarded at the University of Bolton. This is in Manchester. I think this is in Manchester. You know where
Mm.
Bolton is, Luis?
No, no, I'm not sure where it is.
I know Bolton Wanderers is an awful football team. Oh, yeah, oh, by the way, the only team what it in Manchester is City.
It's City, City, City.
Six out the score weekend. Six of them. The game was over at halftime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the greater Manchester area.
Okay. Yeah, so once again, congratulations to the Premier for being awarded an
Definitely.
honorary doctorate by the University of Bolton in Manchester, in recognition of his outstanding contribution to politics. Doctor of Laws in recognition of your outstanding contribution to politics. So the first thing what we're gonna deal with is what is the significance of an honorary degree? What we doing? What we talking about? You
Well,
know what we're talking about? You talk to me.
no, from my understanding of an honorary degree, it's just a recognition. There's nothing to it. I think I've seen Puffy get an honorary degree from, I think it was Howard. Um, I think Bill Cosby at one point got an honorary degree that was taken, but you see individuals, and I think sometimes it has to do with contributions as well. Some people make contributions to get the degree, so but there's nothing to it in terms of this. It carries weight. It doesn't carry any weight.
Okay. So he's not Doctor Honorable Premier Mark Brantley because you know
No,
he would put it. You know he will change your Facebook tomorrow
no, it
if
just
we give him
no,
permission
it
and
just
say I'm Doctor Honorable Premier.
no, it's not that. It is
It,
not that.
it is
But
basically saying so it's basically saying he has been a good politician and he has made great contributions in this field and we're recognizing you for
but
that and
but I will
so
tell you something, right?
and that's why the word honorary is there as well.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something, right? No, if you remember, we have had four prime ministers in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. All four prime ministers have had the title of doctor. So if you use it, he's letting you know everyone is prime ministership to we had Dr. Kennedy Simmons, Dr. Denzel Douglas, Dr. Timothy Harris, Dr. Drew. So if you're calling out Dr. Mark Brantley, just know that he's shooting for the stars.
Mr. Brantley, I'm going to give you some advice. I think you could pay right now to get a 6 foot plot of land in Scotland and they will give you the title of Sir. I think it costs like £100. You love to go Europe. You could be Sir Doctor, Honorable Prime Minister, Mark Bradley. Go all the way, bro. Give them all the titles. I helping you.
By your sugar, by your,
I'm telling you, Sir Doctor
by,
or Doctor
by
Sir,
your,
however you want to do
by
it.
your, by your fool, man.
No, 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 no. It is the title of Lord. He could get the title of Lord. So he would be Dr. Lord Prime Minister. You understand, Mr. Premier? And that only costs like £100 or something like that. So it might be 100 US. And that's it. You could be Lord. Think about it. Um, the other thing about this thing, because I'm gonna tell you, although it does not have value from an academic perspective, it does hold some kind of value. Eh? And this is now when we're gonna get into a conversation with regards to power. And in my estimation, and anybody in the audience who want to add to this, I am open to you adding anything, but I feel like power comes in three forms in life. This is what I observe from the earliest time in history up until now. And we see, you're free to go pile on, as I said. I think the three forms of power are wealth, wealth meaning assets, money, funds. You check it out, how much you got. That's power. Everybody understand that. I don't think that's the only form. Power is also status. When I say status, what I'm gonna tell you is this: the chief of police got a lot of power. His status give him a lot of power. He not got the wealth, but he got some cars where he come make. And he got power. You ain't gonna convince me he ain't got it. Being the premier, we know the status that goes up. Let me try to show you something because this is not just something for public figures either. If you own a bank, you have status. You're the president, CEO, status. So when I'm speaking to you about status and power, I'm talking about what title you hold, what cars you
Where
could
you
make.
stand, where you stand
That
in the
need,
social hierarchy.
yeah, and that give you power. Don't let nobody fool you. That give you power. The third way I think power manifests itself in society is influence, meaning who I could call to get something done. Um, can I convince somebody who might be opposed to me? Um, Sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Can I discern these things and influence them? Can I influence situations? You understand? Influence.
Okay.
If I say tomorrow I doing something and I need 100 people to be there, how influential am I in getting these things organized? So influence, in my estimation, is the third aspect of power.
Okay. Let me chime in here. So actually, I feel that influence is a subsection of status because you need some kind of status to have that influence. You cannot just be
Well,
Johnny from down the street. So you need some kind of status because, like you said, the chief of police has status. So
um,
he could call
the,
customs
the,
and say, "Hey, let me
the,
work on
the,
this."
the thing is, it right? You got some people who got wealth, who they got wealth and the status. Okay, let, let me show you something. So suppose you are the CEO of a button company are a zip company. You're a billionaire. You sell zips all over the world. You're the zipper king. You start to saying really mean shit here. You can't get into like a fly club or nothing, you know. You know where you get your influence from? Your wealth. Cause you start to saying shit. You ain't nobody, but you got money. That your wealth now that could come over and assist your influence. And now you start to get
So
start. And then remember you got people who got status and ain't got no wealth, but they got influence. Sometimes you turn your influence into wealth. Kim Kardashian.
here's where we go. So influence is a subset of all of them, right? Influence is a subset of all of them. But
Okay.
because if you have money, you could buy influence and you could buy status. And like you said, if you have
Um,
status, you could turn your influence into wealth.
yo, here the thing with the influence part though too, because people feel like you could buy influence for you. Um, I
No, Alan is
like
not. Alan is not a feeling.
that
Alan
you
is
could buy
not a feeling.
influence. Good night,
Alan is not
Alicia.
a
I see
Alan.
you on vacation.
Alan, penis now. Hey, at least you big up yourself. I realize just take what six flight today, but big up yourself. Enjoy your vacation. But pre, I can tell you, right? You could use your influence for wealth. You could use your wealth for influence because that is why you see a lot of companies that donate to political campaigns.
So
That is
I
me
want
buying my
to,
influence.
yeah,
Let me,
but I
let me,
want to show you.
matter of fact, hold on.
Go
Let
for
me bring.
that.
Let me bring that a little bit more. You see the Chinese lady that was in the picture with Dougie them, and everybody say, "Who is that?" Oh, she bought her influence. Oh, she bought her influence. She's sitting in a seat. We as nationals will never sit in. We ain't going to the UN. Who is she? She bought her influence. She got wealth and she bought that damn position. Hey,
What you gonna do? He got some people who don't have wealth or status but are also influential on Kyle Marshall.
huh?
Kyle Marshall. No, he ain't got wealth or status, but he got influence. Influence
Within
could
within
stand
this,
on its own, you
no
know.
no no hold on
Influence
within
could stand on its own,
no
you know.
no no within the social hierarchy of St. Davis, Kyle has status. Oh, Kyle has status
To do
within the
what?
social hierarchy of St. Davis. Kyle got status.
To do what?
That is what you see. That is what you see. Um, them boy, the yellow boy, them pam them.
He,
They use them because they realize he got status and he got rich.
what me try to show you, you know how they don't refer to some people as social media influencers?
Influencers,
Anyway, we ain't even gonna really stick on this point. I feel like influence could be the thing. It's gonna
I mean,
hit me.
could start
It-
anyone.
yeah, but I feel like in general though, because what I'm saying is when you speak about anything and you're trying to show me anything, I gonna be able to relate it into one of these. I can tell you, well, that's wealth, that's status, that's influence as manifestations of power. Regardless of what you want to put underneath that, what circumstance you want to describe. Now, that coming into the honorary degree because we ain't gonna do that they gonna get the premium some higher status and so.
But you know what? You need some kind of status to reach for them to honor you as well. So you mean that he
Yeah,
already got
and
some status. He got some reach.
he already
Like
got some, but now you get a
it
bigger
is going to
boost
put him on
still
it. Yeah. Had it been a
because
situation where
yeah,
he came from UWI with us, well, he in the Caribbean, you can understand it. But when you start, yeah, I agree.
he boosts
I
you.
agree with you. Yeah.
He gives some status. it might also give you some influence in terms of you could have a relationship with these people. I think he already mentioned he looked at like the programs that they offered so that now we could get students going to Bolton University. And it's the same thing what we were speaking about when we were speaking about the young cornerback or anybody. As me I said, this not impact pan his wealth. I don't think that it would impact his wealth. But with regards to those things, and that's how come I just wanted to get this little kind of discussion about power. The ability now to get a little higher status, more influence in this arena. He acquired some more power. Hopefully, we could see him use the power. Hopefully, it's real power. I hope like when he does be talking to investors, he seems like he does have better luck when he speak to schools, getting like you scholarships and them kind of things. So I am optimistic of his chances in this endeavor to get us something out of this situation. How do you feel?
You just gonna assist in the upcoming election.
Um, the image definitely, as I said, and that's how come I break it down and share like how me I watch power and how status as well can be at a minimum, but drive a heavy influence. That's that. At least you understand why I'm saying something you ain't on status, but Malcolm X. Remember Malcolm X get through the nation, you know? Malcolm X put up his finger and he stop a fight. He stop a raid. You stop a raid and you put up a finger and he ain't got no money. Them man tell you to bomb and brick and thing to Malcolm X
No,
house.
he ain't money, he has status.
Mm-hmm. But no, attacking about when he get through the nation. Attacking about
Yeah,
when he get
that
through the nation.
remember he
So
get thrown
so
in the nation because he had status on him. He was build his status was building too fast for them to control. They felt threatened by his status because he was going fast.
yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you, even when they take away the position and they strip the title, because remember as I tell you, status over the title. Even when they strip
Mm,
the title, they not strip the influence, can't strip the influence. People still tell you, I am with Brother Muhammad. Not Brother Muhammad, Brother Malcolm.
Malcolm.
They're with him. Whenever you start your church, Malcolm, I'm coming with you here. I dealing with Islam with you. Yeah, since I
What
could do Islam anywhere, I gonna do the Islam with you. Yeah,
yeah, but
influence did not win. So, as I say, um, this is a congratulations to the crew. He not give nobody nothing yet out of this, so I can't thank them yet. But congratulations on the award,
why
honorary
that may be a
doctorate.
part, that may be a part of the manifesto. We now have a pathway to study in the UK at at the University of Bolton. That might be a rollout. Election only bend by election only bend.
Um, and unless because you see, the thing about it is like ma- and especially I know how these English people. So them it is not a problem if it's true to get like this thing in signing. And it ain't even got to be, it could be a memorandum of understanding, it could be a letter of intention, it could be something to say, yeah, we're going to be moving forward. But if he just says so, I don't need more. I don't need a little more. I need to hear it. Let me hear the president of Bolton University. I'll also come out around the same time. I'll do like a joint thing and say, yeah, facts. And I would be feeling the vibes.
Feel you, feel you.
The last topic we're gonna do. But listen, before I went to the last topic too, because I've been supposed to talk about Akita Willet. And this is a good time to talk about it too, just before we get into the last little thing.
Mm.
Um, Akita Willie, you can, you can, don't, it's not possible. Even if you didn't like Bobby Zeeks the first time you met Bobby Zeeks, you can't make them. You gotta like Bobby Zeeks. Got to. Fantastic talker. Just got a good spirit, good energy. I wasn't here for this particular story, but I remember that this story was told to me by my father about Zeeks
Mm.
and he talking. And I just want people to understand what's going on and how this translates to politics and to life. Okay? Now, in about 1996 or something, this is like the first under 13 cricket competition, and that has been held in St. Kitts. All the teams just come, all the Leeward Island teams. The first year, the Nevis team and the Antigua team are running ragged through everybody. Everybody. Coming up to the final game, it is Antigua versus Nevis for the championship. And how the situation is, because I mean, it's under 13. You ain't staying at no hotel. This is like you're bunking up, you're shacking up. We used to say like you got old fire station like in Newton or something. Fire station in Newton. We used to stay by the fire station in Newton. And
Wow.
I talking about when I say we used to stay there, the teams were there. So you're on Nevis here, Antigua here, you seen you live with your enemy. You ain't got to share shower answer with them, but they're right there. So
No, no audio, no audio. No, no audio. Audio gone, audio gone. You can hear me? Can't hear nothing. Audio gone. Audio dead, audio dead. Yo, yo. Audio dead, audio dead. Yeah, reconnect, reconnect. Alright, look like Alan got a little technical difficulty. Let's see what going on, see if you could reconnect.
oh,
Yeah, I could hear you now.
okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know. So anyway, as I was saying, like sometimes like because as I said, the man right there and is your competition and all this kind of thing. Something you're playing a game with them and all like in between and these kind of things. But Nevis versus Antigua. And let me tell you, like it's real competitive, eh? It's two team for sure. I just wanna beat. Need to beat Antigua and I need to beat St. Kitts. Those are the two teams. Angola, Monshot and them there, you're not really concerned. But Antigua and St. Kitts, those are necessary. When they're going to play this game, as I tell you, Antigua very confident, Nevis very confident. Akito gone over in the Antigua camp the night before to let them know, boy, how come I so awkward? Maybe I come to I know, boy. I am embarrassed to my let me come and tell you. You awkward, I come out. You this is your 5 wicket easy boy. Who be I got to go bowl happy boy? You hear about the batsman now happy got? I kill him and I kill people. Me not even like a bowl to eat. How I you get the bowl to eat? Now, what me I try to tell her is right. The Antiguans heard this message and them man get right, them man internalized Keto thing. Keto went back over in his camp and had a wonderful night. Them man out there and them man like you're young. Some of you're 10, 11, 12. Yeah, but yeah, you're not take the things so serious. Keto out there laying on boy. Big man, I've been playing.
Them man done up under 19 and so. Why we keep up? And them man went out there and embarrassed them psychologically. You, the message what I get is you opponent, because this is a common thing when you're playing any kind of sport. There will be what is referred to as sledging in cricket. Them man are gonna tell you accord, huh? When your opponent tell you something, you're not supposed to perpetuate what your opponent is saying, particularly if they're not gonna fact. What the hell you going to repeat that the fact? Are your opponent, they're supposed to confuse you. That's how the Antigans fell fell victim psychologically. And I say that because I was having a conversation with somebody the other day. I was explaining to them a phenomenon where if you tell a CCM supporter something about CCM, they're not gonna believe it, they're not gonna check, they're not gonna repeat that. Eh? Nope. You're gonna get real facts. If you tell a NRP supporter, boy, you know how much I chat that they guy in. You don't hear this and this something. You don't hear that. And then he from them opponent. Bruh, why you do try yourself? I feel like this is a little more intelligent politics. You understand? Um, yeah, Ira, it's time for the last one. Um, but Aaron, okay, you know you don't you know got to change on. Let that go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just something. What I'm right. I just speak about it on the show, and it's strange to me. I said so I don't like the same things, and sometimes people just say, I don't believe you. You can't be serious. That not happen. And somebody tell me about it. Like I just meet somebody on the road and they remind me about it the other day. I had to go check. On May 17, 2020, the Honorable Mark Brantley, Premier Mark Brantley, posted, taking good news alert, taking a moment to celebrate a huge achievement for one of our own, Janice Daniel, who has just received her PhD. So she is now Dr. Janice Daniel. Janice is well known in Nevis for her work in environmental matters, and this added qualification shows tremendously. Boy. She is, of course, the daughter of Nevis' only national hero, the Right Excellent and Right Honorable Sir Simeon Daniel of blessed memory. Clearly, she is making huge strides as her dad did. Please help me congratulate our own daughter of Nevis, Dr. Janice Daniel, on her wonderful achievement. And this thing received over 200 likes. The influence was there, the reach was there, the happiness was there. All was well. Janice was not involved in politics, no NRP leadership at this moment in time. Kumbaya, good news, Nevis. Janice is well known for her environmental work. Well known. No, no mention of anything. Yeah, and then the picture that was up, he would have posted I think the article talking about her story and whatever. A few months later, Janice was elected, I think, as the leader of NRP, and he would have congratulated her, and things were still relatively good. Yeah, I think he would have said he looked forward to a fresh approach. Shortly after that, the premier said he don't talk to an elected official. You know, no, Janice Dan. Huni answer? What you talking about? So he gone from congratulations, good news, well known, wonderful. When you so? Me only talk to elected people. Why you talk about? If you want to talk to me, you get elected. Cool. You put me a transition from no who name so to criminal, lock him up. Donald Trump right in front of Hillary, lock her up, and gang will do look all kind of article and say, well, um, this transpired down in saying Thomas and way this and way that. Congratulations to lock them up because of opposition. I see what I deal with. Yeah, me live. You know me can't stop talk. But Reese, you see what I know? How we going from congratulations, good news alert to lock 'em up? Oh God. Me not hear is you not hear me? Me not hear you. Is anybody in the audience hearing me? Maybe we said the one we got to go and come back here, Ira.
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, now I got you.
Okay. So let me tell you what went on with this now. I have no problem telling you congratulations,
Hmm.
but then I realized you're coming from a job. It's no longer congratulations. My congratulations wasn't when I think you're coming from a job. My congratulations was you as a citizen. But now you're coming from a job. There's no longer congratulations. And now you have because of the our political um our our political rules are right where he has the power to call the election whenever he wants. That makes no sense. I mean, I agree with that. You got to use things when you at your advantage. So you're gonna try kind of thing out there. I can't say that I don't agree with it. I understand what you're doing. Maybe you might be cool enough. We's friends. But when we go on the court and we playing ball, I want to win. So if I got to give you a little hard foul so that you could sit down, I may give you a little hard foul. At the end of the game, I'm gonna tell you about a good game, but I want to win. Remember, politics is a sport. Eh? Politics is a sport. There's a lot of strategy in politics. That's where you go.
Yeah, yeah. JT, watch out. Up to in Florida, me get water. I went bowling, and I can't tell you who I met, but I mean, I was up there, and I tell, that's a happy partner. Yeah, I need this man right there. I tell me, yeah, he look like him, and when he turn around, I say, bye. And yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all the follow up question, but here's what I'm gonna say too. Listen, all up to this week, this thing I hand, man, this thing I hand. I'm telling you. Next time, I'm definitely because sometimes obligations and so I just be a little late. I can't be late for the next one, and the next one is gonna be more structured, regardless of who politician we get. It's gonna be more structured. You're not gonna be able to come on and blah 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 blah. You got the platform, yeah. I feel like the people really want accountability, so yeah. Next time, I hope to do a far better job on your behalf, Mr. Taylor. I apologize. But give me some credit and I ain't come with something good. I bet my man come back. He get coming back. You know. Guess I can't say nothing until
If
he come back.
if isn't that the questions, you know? Is the way the man move with the question, isn't that the question? You ask a question,
No,
you
no,
want to
no,
bring the answer, you want to dance.
no, but
That
Reese,
no make
like
it a
for
win
real,
ball
like because
question. Eh?
no, Reese, you see what happened to it for real. I watch like interviews like what Weber do and so, and yeah, like we trying to improve it. So um, I just don't feel like it's gonna be interviews going forward and try to be a little more focused, a little more like we know you got a platform out there. Like for example, you know how we just come and they talk about like themselves. Yo, no, 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 no. We know who is mad, right? You know what I'm saying? We know generally who these people are. I feel like they go come and like get into this thing. And not the biographies are over in my estimation. Unless like you're fresh, 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 and even so, bruh, that's when you deal with that at like your launch. You know what I'm saying? When you come, we're gonna really try to get into it a little more. Just like, I don't can't say nothing until I do better. So,
Mm.
but that was just my thing. I just mean I understand how you go from the carries. So you're telling me if you come from a job, I see competitors in the NBA, in the NFL. Like when these men lose these games, like late down, I see Luka Doncic. I see Phoenix losing the semifinals, and you see them up on the bench, stunned. You see Doncic keeping a ball in the conference final. You definitely been a ball along with Boston in the finals,
That not
and
really
yet,
funny. That not
uh,
really funny
yeah,
though.
but yet still, what I'm saying is these men are finding a way to be like, by a good game. They ain't wishing no injury upon one another. They ain't
No,
they ain't got to be dissing one another and all this thing.
Alon, you see, you look at it at that level. So this is how you got to look at it now. A loser lose the income here. So pretty much what Mark is doing is protecting his income here. When a basketball player lose a series next season, you still got the same income here. But you get a bigger contract. To lose the premiership, you're gonna lose the income of the premiership, yeah.
The premier, remember the premier in a kind of Brady situation, a Brady Giselle situation. Remember the premier with Leonard, he make less
You
money
know,
now. He's a politician. So
so
if he go back to managing partner at Bentley and Associates,
yeah,
winning.
but
Premier
so
who get fired from hijab and still win.
so so
He's gonna
so
be
so let me tell you how this work out. You see how drug dealers, right? You know watch the movies when drug dealers rap on each other? That
Mhm.
is the most accurate depiction of the political arena. When a drug dealer set up another drug dealer, I go to the police and another drug dealer. This is the same thing as what's going on in appearances here. Yeah, only one of we could survive. There is not enough space for two of us. It's only 5 seats. And three is majority. We got to do everything to protect.
So you go from well known to this man. What you're hearing him had the common decency to go and
Ain't
delete
got a,
the post.
ain't got a
He ain't
decency in
even had
politics.
decency to, to,
There's no,
to go
de-
and delete. So
there's
I
no
can't go
decency
find
in
it.
there's no decency in politics. You see Doug Wayne saying, he saying, bull me. Talk about another politician. There's no decency in politics. No. Politics is a dirty game. I've been telling you all this. There is no decency in politics. None.
Me not done that. Like, because when I look at politics, right, I just tell myself, could I possibly, could I really not care? You understand? Really, as you say, embrace the indecency. I mean, I could maybe people will say we're indecent on the topics, but even so, my intent is not to harm and nothing. You know, so. But by the way, big up to Patricia Bartlett. There was a wine and cheese event on the weekend.
Well, I tell
Somebody
you.
sent somebody sent me a picture of the honorable Cleon Stable Don Simmons and told me, Alan, you're a good man. I ain't gonna say nothing. Alan, you're a good man.
Yo.
I think
Yeah.
I read.
Yeah. Yeah. The status is there. The influence is there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw the picture. I was like, "Really?"
Improvements.
Mm,
But but and you want me to tell you the other thing too? And I'll tell you the other thing about that too. The voting majority of the voting population, they actually like that way. There's only a handful of people that actually want to hear the points and the strategies. Yeah.
let me
Most
ask you
people
a
really
question.
want to hear the rah rah. Yeah. That's why a lot of
At
them
least,
fire.
at least you're making a point here. She wondering. So what about politicians like Shani and Jeffrey? I'm not really getting into them thing. Then you don't think that
Yeah,
that's possible?
them in the
Jeffrey is
sinkets. Them in the sinkets. Sinkets politics and news. Remember, you know, news got politics. News got election every 2 years. The politics is different. Them got 5 years to prepare. News got election every 2 years. The politics is different in news.
we see as this: if the respect was present and the main focus was the people and not bashing the opponent, when one lose, the winner can give them a job regardless of losing their power. Look at Jeffrey and what he did for Shani.
Again, you cannot give the loser no job and leave your own
Okay.
supporters out there in the wind. You gonna leave your own supporters out there high and dry?
We,
No.
we remember when Obama beat Hillary. The
Yeah.
first thing he do is give you a job and say get out the country. You know see Mark the Korea job.
Again,
These ways to do
real,
these things.
really is what we're doing here. You see, again, we cannot look at the big country. We got to keep in
No,
mind
Mark
that
the Korea
dealing.
job. I tell you, Mark the
But, li-
Korea job.
but listen now, you might give Corey a job. Was
After he
Corey
just
really
beat him.
was Corey really in a race? Did you actually think that Corey had an opportunity of being victorious? Did you wake up that election morning and say, "By Corey got a chance here"? By get country, by get guess what Corey? You did not say that. There was no one who ever said that. Corey did not say that. Not happening. So with that being said, that is not how that going to work. Now when you look at, remember now we speaking about Mark and Janice, eh? So if Janice beat Mark, Janice cannot give Mark a job and leave the supporters high and dry. That is political suicide. She got to put she people in position. So she cannot give them a job regardless. No, Alicia, that is not how it's going to work. That does not work. You only have about six powerful positions. You're not going to put Mark to be a school teacher. It's not happening.
Boy, that would be excellent.
So
Down as
that is where we are. So
down
giving
as
Corey a job is different.
but not criminal. Civil. Be a civil.
So that is very different. So when we look at Saint Kitts, Saint is a little different still. Saint is different still. Them got 5 years to prepare for election. We not got 5 years to prepare for election. When
Let
one
me
done,
ask you
next one come.
let me ask you a different question. One of the things what he had then bring up too was like the he was the governor of St. Thomas and he was arrested for embezzlement and fraud. You know the
Mm,
story, right? I I, I, I
yeah.
I think I think what will end up happening like down there like a governor's mansion or something,
Mm,
and he end up fix up his horse with
mm.
public funds and
With the public funds, yeah. He didn't want to stay
yeah,
in the government property.
mm, um and then I guess they say yeah that's basically it, and then he ended up having to pay back the money,
Mm,
and I think a condition of whatever the thing was, if he pay back the money, I is not gonna go on my record as I was convicted. That's how come the premier in none of the thing he can't say that the man was convicted.
mm.
He could say the man was arrested, but thieving can't say convicted. I bring up that to say this same thing I said last week. Benjamin Way, arrested for fraud, um, pumping up companies in America, and then like shell companies and so, introducing them to Chinese companies, pumping them up artificially, artificial profits, all this kind of thing. Was arrested, loose pan a technicality, working at a bank. Yeah. No kind of conflict. That's so. He ain't gonna be concerned about like bringing up these superficial arguments on how they could bounce back.
No,
It's the same
he
thing with
should. No, he should be concerned about that. Definitely, should be concerned about that.
and then he oh, wait, what is it? The Hamilton, no, the International Bank.
Mm.
I'm just I'm just saying. You got to be kind of aware of your argument, especially well, I mean, the simplest way to put it, if you live in a glass house, don't trust stone. It's real simple. You know, make no
No, I
sense.
mean, yeah, but if I change stone at your glass house and you can't throw, if I change stone at your glass house and you and you two hand tie behind your back, you can't throw the stone after mine. Huh? Mine there, you just can't throw the stone after mine. And you so occupied with the stone that I train after that you got to hide. You can't even chop a stone because you there like a so.
Mm-hmm. I feel it.
Yeah,
The next
that
thing
and that
go
is
Nevis. You know what make me don't trouble people in a Nevis? Cause something you trouble somebody in a Nevis and you walk out. Ah, them then not gonna body. Maybe you see them and you see them by themselves all the time and you walk out. But you know, nobody got business with them there. And when you go trouble them and you walk out by you, me a big stone and then what? Some cutlass a rush to you. You
yeah,
want trouble people in Nevis?
yeah.
You want people? Um, ladies and gentlemen, it's right on 11 o'clock. I see me in a different location tonight. So I gotta get to the place. So I think that is gonna be that for the evening. Thank you for everybody who joined us. Cousin, Miss Wharton, over in England. Thank you for being here with us early in the morning. Um, yeah, we super say good night.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. To everybody that was here with us, we say thank you. The support is always appreciated. You know, we always encourage you to like and follow the page, share the shows when we go live. Um, Alan, thank you for giving me the opportunity to join your platform, to be here with you tonight. You know what I mean? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go knock off and go some sleep because I I sleepy. Alicia, we're actually working on somebody shot them Saturday. I know that you down here in Florida having fun and thing. I might run into you now because I I shall be down in that part of the state later this week. Yeah. Carnival time Miami, baby. Carnival time Miami. Don't make no sense for me to miss it. So I will I will be there.
Good night, everybody. Stay safe.
Blessings, blessings.
Nobody to turn to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else choose you instead. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. You tried to convince me it was all in my head. And I felt like it's not you, it's me instead. Ay, I wanted to rock with you, roll with you. Said you was my baby girl, then you left me too. Everything was kosher, perfect like a poster. Then I got word that you wanna leave a picture. Off with somebody else, off with the jerk. With the shame on me, I really thought that it could work. Off with somebody else, off with the loser. Shame on me, I really thought we had a. Lately I'll be having